Oh boy, welcome back everybody. This is the Blackfire Technical Analysis YouTube channel. I'm your host, Crypto Bro, also known as Brian, as some of you may know me. Welcome back. It is another beautiful Monday evening / Tuesday morning. This is a little bit of a debacle today, wasn't there? Oh, the social media platforms went goodbye. Couldn't send anybody in the Blackfire Technical Analysis group chat any kind of messages. I couldn't text my woman. I couldn't text any friends. I used a Facebook Messenger to deliver a lot of my messages, so it was real difficult to find out that I couldn't post or search or do anything essentially on my cell phone this morning. It was a little bit of a weird experience, and then I got to work and I was like, yo, I'm having issues with my phone, and everyone else was like, yo, me too. A little bit weird, eh? A little bit weird. Shows you how much you don't have control of those social media platforms, right? But we're back again through all the stress. We didn't get any requests today, so today's stream does seem to be a little on the shorter side. Matt's here. Matt's in the house. Welcome to the channel, man. If you want to keep this stream going, brother, drop some requests down below. We didn't get any in the technical analysis group chat or the post this morning. Yeah, drop them below. I'm just going to go ahead and hop right into it today. Lots to talk about, a lot of juicy things to talk about, especially in the world markets here. We're starting off with NASDAQ right now. We do see new lows. I can't even talk today. New lows confirmed on NASDAQ. It's a little baffling. Yeah, it does suck, bro. It really did suck at the time because I couldn't message anybody. I couldn't even look at my bank account. I couldn't do anything on my cell phone today. Damn it. Having some technical difficulties with my plug requests when you have a chance. I don't know what that means. If you have a request, put it in the comments, man. Drop it in the comments. I posted this morning. Drop those requests below. Keep reading for an important update. Oh yeah, let me do that first, just to give everybody a heads up. I'm getting married this month, and October 14th through the 24th, I will not be streaming. There will be no live streams. Me and her are gonna go get married, and then we're gonna celebrate by having a week-long vacation out of town. We're celebrating with our honeymoon. We got a nice little, I don't know what you want to call it, a container home, an Airbnb, whatever. We found a nice place. We're gonna hang out for a week and do some crazy shit to celebrate, basically an eternal bond. So the 14th through the 24th, 10 days basically, I will be unavailable. I'm gonna check the market obviously, and I'll still swing by the Blackfire Technical Analysis group chat to communicate with the members, so that they don't feel high and dry without me for 10 days. But there will be no live streams. I want everybody to be completely clear on that. There will be no live streams, no video updates, no nothing from the 14th of October to the 24th. Oh, plug is the stock. Oh. Well, okay. I guess I'll look at that. Thanks, brother. I'm pretty excited. I'm getting married to my best friend. She's absolutely fucking amazing. She supports all this crazy shit that I'm doing. I do whatever the fuck I want, and she doesn't complain. And I couldn't ask for a better partner, a better support, a better life mate. People tell me all the time they're absolutely jealous of my relationship because what man can honestly come on here and say that they get to do whatever the fuck they want, whenever the fuck they want, for whatever reason they want, without any complaints or grievances or nagging or anything like that from their significant other. She doesn't say shit. She lets me do. I do whatever the fuck I want. It's amazing. She's a perfect life partner. But we're about 10 minutes into the stream. We're gonna go ahead and hop on into it. Talking about NASDAQ here, obviously what I was saying is new lows achieved, and I'm looking at this as a colossal change of behavior on the daily time frame because I do believe this takes precedence on the weekly time frame. Yes, it does. New lows on the weekly will be confirmed in 3 days, 17 hours here, and a closure below the 21 exponential. Obviously, I'll be looking for a bounce, but overall, my general target from the daily time frame perspective here is going to be all the way down here at 14,180. The target that we've been talking about for quite some time right now. I did mention in previous streams here that we are going to be looking for some kind of absolute change of behavior here. And obviously, we've seen evidence of a change of behavior after we saw price action take out this first low here. That was minor in my perspective until we took out this low here, and then things got a little bit more serious, and now we've taken out the entire structure as a whole, and you know, I think we're going to swan dive to new lows. I do believe price action makes a swift movement either today or tomorrow, all the way down to $14,180 before seeing a nice bounce. I would look for a pretty sizable bounce within this region here. I do believe this is a pretty significant target, if not there, all the way down at 13,930. I would look for a major bounce, but nonetheless, we're very, 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 very much so below that 21 exponential, and that 21 exponential has gained a very negative slope here. This is definitely a signification of momentum here. Stochastics absolutely printing new catastrophic lows here. The bears have absolute control, in my opinion, of this market at the current moment in time, and the RSI dipping into the bearish control zone here for the first time since 2020, actually. March of 2020 actually was the last time we saw a dip into the bearish control zone, and what was price action doing then? Let's go ahead and take a look. What was price action doing in March of 2020? Man, it was all the way down here. March of 2020, actually, that was the coronavirus. Dump. So, you know, take it in perspective. Potential market cycle coming to an end here. You know, we got that signification in the coronavirus dump times with the first little bit of a dip below the bearish control zone here, and then a retest of the exponential, boom, back into the bearish control zone. So I'm going to be looking for something similar, to be quite honest with you. I'm going to be looking for a reaction. You know, now, you know, when in doubt, pull out. This still doesn't look like a, you know, vastly significant dump in context of the entire structure as a whole, but we're going to bring up another moving average here because I'm actually kind of interested in what the green 55 is doing right now. Yeah, oh my God. Do we have a potential death cross coming? Let's go ahead and look. We're going to bring up that 200. We haven't played with these exponentials in quite some time. It's a little refreshing to bring them back on the chart here. I do miss these moving averages, but yeah, I would, you know, to be realistic, I would actually be targeting. You know what? We're going to make this stream a little interesting, even though it's going to be on the short side here. We're going to bring up all the moving averages. I kind of want to see what's going on here. Blue 377 all the way down here. Yeah, okay, so, you know, I'm playing the 21 exponential, and, you know, no matter what, I'm playing that 21 exponential, but look at this. We got, you know, closures below the Cyan 89 right here, actually seeing this little consolidation period all the way back in September here, like September 27th, starting to play around with rejecting that the Cyan 89 moving average here, and as a result, I'm going to be looking for a little bit more of a decline, all the way down to the white 200 simple and purple, purple 200. It's been so long since I've played with these exponentials because I've been so focused on playing with the 21, but I'm bringing it into context here that I am going to be looking for a bounce either along this region here at 14,200 or a little bit lower, all the way down at 13,930. I'm going to be looking for continuation. I do believe we have confirmation of continuation being a lot more probable than a reversal from this point, and I would be looking for those targets to the downside, to be quite frank, and until the absolute max we reverse back above some moving average here, or see a stop and reverse point. I'm going to be looking for continuation further down on NASDAQ here, and again, RSI, hitting that rejection spot on that negatively sloped exponential 1, 2, now 3 times here. This one didn't even make it to the exponential before putting in another top call here, so we definitely have a downtrend continuation confirmation, being had on price action for NASDAQ here today. What does that mean? Down. I'm looking down, you guys, unless I see, proof otherwise, which would actually be a full reversal back above the Cyan 89 here. I wouldn't be looking for any upside momentum here. Now, again, price action, potentially moves down to the 14,180 region here. I would be looking for a significant bounce, maybe all the way back up to this resistance here at 14,580, if not a little lower before seeing that bounce. But at the end of the day, we have downtrend continuation here. This is a legit full-blown downtrend, absolute change of behavior, confirmed in my opinion on the daily time frame. And I'm going to be looking for targets a lot further to the south here. And again, there is no indication or reason at all whatsoever to be looking for any upside, even on the shorter term time frames. Yeah, we do have a little bit of an uptick here, from a stochastics perspective, but obviously being bearishly controlled here, and the 4-hour RSI also in bearish control as well. It definitely signifies a little bit of a movement up here, and we're already starting to see a little bit of a bounce start to play out. But I think we hit this resistance here at 14,580 at the most, and then see full rejection to continue to the downside here. That is my main disposition on this asset for right now, because I mean, the evidence is in the pudding here. I'm going to go ahead and turn these moving averages back off. I want to stick with the 21 as much as I possibly can. That is my underlying trading strategy. It does. I am going to leave the green 55 up though. It is very helpful to see what momentum is doing here from a moving average perspective, and we're starting to see those lower periods start to curl around a little bit, potentially signifying a cataclysmic event to potentially come up again. It doesn't have to happen that way. I'm not saying it's going to happen that way. I could be proven wrong right now with a reversal all the way back up, back up to reclaim the last lower high, but the evidence is in the pudding. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 lower highs and now an ultimate lower low, signifying potential continuation to the downside, being the most probable outcome for this asset. And that's what I'm going to stick with here today. Actually, I'm actually going to bring up the 200 once more because I do think that is relevant. It's going to be relevant in the next few that we look at here. The green 55, the 200 simple, and the 200 exponential. We're going to go ahead and move on to SPY futures here. What do we see here? New lows, but we're playing around with this support level here at 42.65. I'm going to be looking for this level to break, to be quite honest with you. NASDAQ is starting to turn around to the negative side. I'm going to be looking for SPY futures to do the same. We actually got a confirmed cross of the yellow 21 here below that green 55, signifying negative momentum as well. RSI, not necessarily in the bearish control zone yet, but definitely coiling downwards. It definitely looks like any attempt for price action to go further upside, that exponential, puts a lot of pressure on it and swings price action down to the negatives. Stochastics, same way here. We saw a nice little pump up back into, bearish neutral territory here. Boom, rejection all the way back down. I'm going to be looking for new lows on stochastics as well as price action here. If we break this region here, 42.60, I will be looking for that, ultimate move all the way down to 41.40, right around the yellow, the white 200 simple and the purple 200 exponential here. And again, something that I forgot to mention, we got this expanding volatility here on the daily time frame for NASDAQ, and look at the direction of movement here for that volatility expansion. Again, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect, and sometimes it's not, but in this case, you couldn't get a more picture perfect, expansion direction indication on price action here. We first saw that, initial expansion on new lows here right about the 19th of September, and then, printed that lower high on expanding volatility, and then boom, furthermore expanding as price action is driving to the downside. I do believe we have our directional indication for this expansion phase here, and I do believe price action for the most part on the big three is mostly disposition to the downside. So same disposition. We break the 42.60 region here. I will be looking for that test of the converging moving averages here right along this support here, and we'll have to come back if and when that condition is met to come up with further dispositions. But that is my general target to the downside as of right now. It wouldn't be out of the question to see a little bit of a pop up to 43.35, but at the end of the day, bearish goggles are at full tilt right now from my perspective, and I'm going to be looking for this to potentially confirm as another lower high, and that price action to be converged a little further down. Same thing with Dow Jones here. I do believe we're seeing a little bit of that negative here. Actually, a little bit of consolidation, a little bit of a range, but the disposition remains the same here. We're seeing a lot of that pressure in NASDAQ to the downside, and price action's actually pretty tight with that the 21 exponential here. Same disposition, guys. I'm going to be looking further down. We do see stochastics here rejecting the 50 read, crossing back down, confirming another lower high. I don't like that signal as far as the bullish perspective is concerned. We also see RSI here, a little bit of an uptick here. Boom, rejecting that exponential, coming back to the downside. The pressure is down, you guys. I do believe with all my heart that the pressure is to the downside here. I will be looking for new lows to confirm on this one as well, with a potential target all the way down at 33.425, right in line with that white 200 simple here. And again, I did bring these moving averages in to provide context of what I'm looking at. However, I am not using these for specific strategies at the current moment in time. I'm solely basing all of my trades and positions and risk management strategies off that 21 exponential. I just want to bring into light what the possibilities for price action are. Same disposition for that. We're going to go ahead and move on here. I want to see what the US dollar index is doing. Boom. So potentially looking at another higher low here. If we do confirm a higher low above this 21 exponential here, I will be looking for price action to achieve new highs with a target of 95.19. We'll just call it 95.20 here. And again, on the weekly time frame, hitting that purple 200 exponential, seeing a little bit of sell pressure, but we're seeing that nice bull wick, right? We're seeing a little bit of buying pressure here, especially from the weekly perspective with our stochastics curling back up on the weekly time frame. That is extremely juicy, and RSI remaining basically in a positive stature here on a weekly time frame. I do believe we are on the precipice of long-term bullish reversal for the US dollar index, which does not bode well for the rest of the general market, in my opinion. And, you know, it's not confirmed yet. I'm not saying it has to confirm, but look at this. We have, you know, a doji style, reversal style candlestick here. Stop point, potential reversal point. This could very easily confirm as a higher low on the daily time frame for the US dollar index. And, you know, obviously I'd look for the first target to you know, move price action up to 94.40. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm looking at, you know, uptrend continuation as a potential confirmation signal here. And I would be looking for much higher highs here within price action, unless price action reverts below this support and most importantly back below that 21 exponential. I'm not going to be looking for any kind of downside pressure. We do have a little bit of a signal here on the daily time frame stochastics, but you know, with the way price action is looking here, I'm still looking for momentum to be carried for the most part to the upside. Excuse me. Patience. I'm being very patient with this market right now. You know, I'm waiting for my next setup. I'm actually currently not in any positions right now, except for my long-term investments, which I continue to add to, which we'll go ahead and talk about after Bitcoin here. I do want to take a little bit of a look at Bitcoin. We do have a change of behavior confirmed on the daily time frame from a bullish perspective. We're going to turn these moving averages off because they're convoluting the chart here right now. Boom, boom, and boom. 21 exponential is the one I'm focused on for Bitcoin here, obviously being my main trading strategy. And what do we have here? Break of resistance, boom, new high confirmed. We have taken out this resistance here, which is in conjunction with the prior lower high at 48,445. We have seen price action take that region out and close above it. Now, I'm going to be looking for a secondary candle closure to confirm this region here as new tentative support. If that condition is met, I'm going to be looking for price action to blast through this resistance here at $50,000 even here and potentially play around anywhere in this blue box territory with an ultimate high target of 52,800. Stochastics on the daily, boom, back into the bullish critical zone here, confirming new highs. This could potentially be a bullish reversal. Everything else is coming down and Bitcoin's doing whatever the fuck it wants. It's actually kind of amazing to see Bitcoin potentially doing this for the first time in its entire existence here. While the rest of the market is coming down, US dollar index is coming up. Bitcoin is also potentially putting in a reversal style formation here. I'll be very convinced that this potentially turns into a hedge for the time being with any candle closure back above that $52,800 target. Any candle closure above that region and a secondary candle closure above that region as well to confirm tentative support. I think new all-time highs are definitely achievable within this market here. We did see a little bit of conflicting analysis here with with historical volatility percentile. I was looking at historical volatility percentile to basically indicate the direction downwards as it expanded into a downtrend, but look at this, boom, right back up. Now, yes, it could be a bull trap. It could be a bull trap, and let's talk about why. I'm gonna bring out my little drawing tool here. This is the high that I'm looking at right here, okay? If we close and we print a lower high here, these two highs become inconsequential, in my opinion. I will be looking at the general trend as still a downtrend because this would be considered a much more major high, a much more major lower high in conjunction with this high. Now, from a micro standpoint, yes, we could perform and start building a little bit of a micro uptrend here, but at the end of the day, the macro is the most important aspect in trading, in my opinion. And if we confirm a lower high here, I do believe the downtrend would continue with a little bit of a bull trap formation. However, I have to stay on the positive sides here. RSI is expanding to the upside, back above the 50 read, printing new highs for the first time since this region here. I mean, it's been quite some time, and we saw RSI bounce off that diagonal trend line, and it still holds its support. Exponential is very positive, back above the 50 read as well. I'm going to be waiting for price action here. Now, obviously, from my perspective, I want to see a little bit of a pullback all the way back to the yellow 21 exponential. This wasn't close enough, in my opinion, to enter in a position. It was actually a little too far away from my risk management perspective to enter in a position on this wick low here. I've actually got my entry position at a maximum 1% above that 21 exponential here, and I'm willing to take 1% more risk, assuming price action falls into the 21 here, and I will be setting myself up for long positions. Assuming that condition is met. If not, oh well, I'll wait for the next setup here. I'm looking for setups that have the as picture perfect risk management points as possible here. And this one just didn't suit me too well here, before closure. But it is what it is. I'm going to be waiting for price action to either confirm a lower high here and continue to the downside, or blast through this resistance, which is definitely a possibility here coming into the next couple of days, and potentially take out the $52,800 target to potentially go for new all-time highs if and when that condition is met. However, to the downside, confirming a lower high and closing back below that 21 exponential, I'd be looking for this region here, 40,800, as a potential target to the downside once again, and I would revert my bullish bias back to the bearish perspective, looking at this as a potential bull trap. If it reverts quickly to the downside, I will be screaming bull trap into the mic come when that condition is met here, and that's going to do it for Bitcoin. I got one request. I'll do the Hall of Fame because I know some of the viewers are paying attention to Hall of Fame. Pressures to the downside. This position is the same as it's been for quite some time. We're closing on this horizontal support right now. I do believe it breaks. We do see a breaker structure here from a stochastics perspective. No longer valid in my opinion. Actually back in the bearish critical zone. Pressure is to the downside, and we do see RSI as well. Boom. Printing new lows and continuing lower here. I do believe the initial target of $2.42 or $2.41, whatever it is, likely gets met over the next few days here, and I would be looking for price action to continue anywhere in this blue box territory. Any closure below this region here at $2.42. Let's look. I actually don't have any targets. Man, oh man. That would be a target. That would be my target here for price action. If price action breaks below $2.41, I'd actually be looking for a swift cataclysmic movement all the way down to $1.98. Potential buying point from my perspective. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but from my perspective, I think this one's ready to break. It took a little longer for my targets to potentially come out to fruition here, but at the end of the day, this never had a chance to be an uptrend in my opinion. We just saw too much resistance and too much downside pressure here. We also saw clean evidence with RSI, basically never achieving further momentum above that 50 read before rejecting and maintaining structure below the 50 read here. I do believe the bears have control of this market, and I'm going to be looking further down until the following condition is met: a candle open and closure back above the 21 exponential. That's the only condition that I'm going to be confident with my trading strategy here to look for bullish momentum to the upside. That and momentum oscillators reverting back to the upside. And until that condition is met, I'm looking down. I'm not going to do too much out of that. I'm going to do the one request that I do have, plug. I'm going to do plug, and then I'm going to hop out of here. A little bit of a shorter stream today, no requests. Plug Power Incorporated. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and look at some levels. Consolidating, definitely consolidating. This is definitely playing within a range right now. Something like that works. Pressures to the downside, man. We saw a rejection, a clean rejection of the 50 read alongside that negatively sloped exponential here. Not too juicy in my opinion. It's still consolidating though. A range is a range until it's proven otherwise here. While we do see a little bit of negative momentum here, I wouldn't be confident in any downside movement capabilities here unless we see a daily candle closure below that 23.50 read here. That would be a confirmation of this range, breaking to the downside here, and quite the opposite. Provides the same analysis for the top side. I'm going to be looking for this to, continue consolidating until we see a break above, $30.20 here. Until one of those two conditions is met, I would just be looking at this as, a range. It's clearly ranging. It's been within a range for quite some time now. Obviously using the bottom side at 23.60 as support and the top side at 30 bucks even as resistance. Until one of those regions breaks, either to the upside or to the downside, I would be calling range. But if I had to guess, if I had to provide a basis here, we're seeing a little bit of volatility expansion while momentum oscillators are coming to the downside on the daily time frame. That does suggest, especially with RSI below the 50 read, it does suggest a little bit of negative momentum. But again, we have a couple of trend lines to be very very aware of. This one's potential. This one's definitely valid. Yeah. I would consider that valid. Again, a little bit of a curl below a trend line does not mean it's an invalid trend line. We've seen this hold a support a few times already. It's valid. We see a little bit of a break below it at the current moment in time, and maybe unless I kind of like, ooh, yeah, that even works, Maybe it holds, maybe it doesn't. I don't like the rejection of the exponential here. That's not very confident inducing, and I don't like the fact that we've seen, we've seen price action and RSI get stumped at that 50 read a couple times. We've actually seen it, peak above and hold it as support, only to get rejected back below it again. So, the pressure is onto the downside, and that's kind of my disposition on that one. And that's going to do it for the stream today, guys. I do apologize. It is on a little bit of the shorter side, but no one commented today. No one asked for requests, and I do believe it's because of all of those social media issues that we were having. I would imagine everyone had them today. Not a big deal. I'll be back tomorrow, with the same plan to analyze as many requested stocks as possible and do my base analysis for my psychological recording. And until next time, well, actually, you know what? If you're new to the stream, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that little bell. All your guys' support is extremely, extremely, extremely appreciated. I couldn't do this kind of stuff without a little bit of support on the back burner there. So much love, you guys. And until next time, you know what it is, and you know what it always is. Stay safe, stay happy.